Hey, what's going on? Filming a quick video to give you guys some sales strategies on how every single company I have touched, I've added $500,000 a year in additional revenue within the first 30 days. And through that process, I've learned quite a bit of different sales systems you can implement into your team to optimize. Today, we are going to be diving straight into show rates. Now, most people, and maybe you as well, deal with about a 50% show rate across the board with their set appointments. Now, most people across the board deal with about a 50% show rate inside their business. So setters, set to closers, they usually see a 50% show rate, maybe 60%, maybe if they're really lucky, a 70% show rate. In this video, I want to show you how you can get at least a 75% show rate closer to 80 and 90%. So let's dive into it. So before we dive into the 11 points I have for you guys, I want to give you guys some context of why I know for a fact this stuff works, how I actually discovered it. See, a long time ago, I had a role in a company where my job was to make sure that no bad appointments got set on the calendar. I had to review each and every single appointment that got set and delete all the ones that had a high probability of no-showing. Now, how did I actually know that? Well, after putting tens of thousands of hours into being on set calls, I learned a crazy amount of what it actually takes to get someone to show up, to the point where instinctively I could predict at an incredibly high statistical rate what would happen based off the call I listened to. So because of that skill set, they put me in a position to listen to all calls and predict if they're going to show up or not. That way our closers can have a 90% show rate and we can scale the team as much as possible. Obviously, that is not too scalable. So my job was to find a scalable way to do it. Eventually, I came up with 11 points that I noticed if every pre-closer hit these 11 points, the show rate on that appointment was about a 92% show rate. And if they missed these points, it astronomically lowered the percentage and statistical chance that someone showed up to that appointment. So in this video, I'm going to break down each individual point, why it works, how it works, the psychology behind all that, so you guys can implement these in your business as well. All right, so point number one. Honestly, this one blows my mind that more salespeople don't use this. Like literally implementing this one thing can have like a 2 to 3x immediate like multiplier on the chances of your sets closing. That one thing is literally finding out in the beginning of the call, what is the goal of the prospect? So many salespeople immediately, they just want to dive into like, all right, this is what we do, this, how can we help, and blah, blah, blah. Like all we want to know is what is their goal? So if I'm selling life coaching, for example, I want to ask the question, okay, like what has you interest in life coaching? We just get the goal. It's really simple and it will help you a ton. Number two, we want to ask a question that gets pain out of people. See, one of the biggest incentivizers to get people to change is by incentivizing them with pain, like showing them, hey, it's going to be painful if you don't do this. So once we have context on someone's goal, we want to ask a question that's like, okay, what is the pain of not getting that goal? What is the pain of being where you're at? So we're going to ask a question to find that pain. Like, hey, John, let me ask you this. Like, how does it feel like living in that situation with XYZ? Ask a question that gives us pain. Number three, and this one, again, super overlooked. You need to do this. This question alone will dramatically shift like your sales rates and like everything you do. That one question is going deeper. So if someone gives you something on pain, desire, whatever it may be, ask a deepening question. How does that make you feel? How's that showing up? How is that affecting you? Basic questions like that. They give you a surface level answer, you go deeper. Now, quick disclaimer on those last two ones. I have here that you need to ask at least one. As sales manager to sales manager or CEO to CEO, whatever your title is, to be honest, your sales team should be asking multiple of these questions. And if they're not, stick around to the end of the video. I have something for you that will probably change your life as a business owner or sales manager when it comes to team performance. Now, moving on to number four. So this, we're going to attach their goal to their emotions. If we did the call right and we followed the points before, we're going to have some emotional context on what they actually want. Like, what is this person looking for? Why are they on this call? And we're going to attach their original goal to that. So again, if I'm selling life coaching and someone wants help scaling in their business, fitness, whatever it may be, it'll sound like something like this. Hey, John, it sounds like for you, getting a life coach isn't just about basic accountability and things like that. For you, really getting a life coach is about achieving your financial dreams and getting to a physical shape that makes you feel good about yourself. Is that right? Reason we have this question is now when we start talking about their goal of having a life coach, whatever you offer, it's already anchored to the emotions that they want to achieve and the things they want to avoid. Numero cinco, number five, it is going to be a good fit button down. Okay. If you're not already using a good fit button down, pay attention. This is going to make you a lot of money as a business owner. And that's by telling people, hey, John, based off, this, that, the things you've told me, I think you would be a great fit for what we do. You keep telling me you want to, lose weight, you want to scale your business, you want to, do whatever, make more money, whatever it may be. And honestly, man, I think you'd be a perfect fit for our accelerator program or whatever you may have, whatever your program's name is. Like, you'd be a perfect fit for it. Number 6, you do not want to miss this one. Use a button down. If you currently do not have a button down on your team, not only are you losing a ton of sets showing up to their appointments, but you're missing a ton of closed deals that could be happening if you did the button down properly. So if you don't have a button down, stick around to the end of this video. I have something for you. But make sure when they do the button down, they do it word for word so we hit every single point of psychology. If you're going to have a button down, might as well have your guys do it correctly. Point number 7. Honestly, if businesses just implemented this one thing, it would probably make them like way, way more money, like a ton more. And all you have to do this is at the end of the pitch, at the end of the explanation of what the next call is, the set, the close, whatever it may be, just temperature check them. Like, hey, based off everything we've talked about, how's that sound? At scale 1 to 10, like, how excited are you to do this? 1, I'm going to give you feedback loop on if you did your job correctly before. If they're not excited, we missed something before. And 2, it's going to get them to confirm. If they say a high number, it's going to get them to confirm this is something they want. Humans have this thing called consistency bias where they want to stay consistent with what they said before. So if we implement that and we get them to say, hey, I want this, it's going to dramatically change the way people show up and their desire for the close or the set. Number 8, you're going to love this one. Ask a spouse or partner anchor. The worst thing you can have as a closer is someone show up without their business partner. It's like you're pitching to half a person. They cannot do without their business partner. If their spouse operates in the same degree, you can't do without them. You need to make sure your pre-closers are making sure that all decision makers are showing up to that next call and they're tying down the fact they can't show up. If not, there's going to be a high likelihood that they no-show because the partner is not going to be on board, or they do show up and you're never going to see cash because people don't know how to communicate the way that our closers know how to communicate. So make sure both those people show up. Number 9 is probably the biggest one. So I'm going to need everyone to lean in and grab notepads for this. This is probably one of the most incredible things I've discovered. Funny enough, I actually discovered this at an Olive Garden with some of my homies. We were just obsessing on how to increase show rate. And we had this epiphany that, like, dude, this is something doctors and dentists have been doing and no one else in our industry is doing it. It's absolutely stupid. It's literally charging cancellation fees. As simple as that sounds, it dramatically increases show rates. And all we do at the end is like, hey, we have a $100 cancellation fee that we can charge, or collections team can charge if you no-show or miss the appointment. And like, honestly, you don't need a collections fee. Just saying that alone dramatically shifts the amount of times people are going to show up to your calls. Number 10, simple as it sounds, qualifications. You can do this at the beginning or you can do it at the end. It's very awkward if you do it in the middle. You just need to know, does this person have the financial means to actually do what we have? If not, you're going to waste the closer's time. Make sure we lock in on that. Number 11, our final one, is hard tying them down to watching the pre-call video. If you don't have a pre-call video, you're losing a ton of money. You need a pre-call video, basically a video to hypnotize them into buying your product before they ever speak with a closer, all within ethics, of course. But yes, you want to tie them down to doing the pre-call homework. So when they show up to the closer, it's the easiest close possible. Now, I know I talked about quite a bit in this video, a lot, talking about pre-call videos, button downs, cancellation fees, whatnot. Some of you are probably going through this and like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't have that in my business. What is this guy on about? If that's the case, again, I've scaled multiple dozen companies to the point of doing 6 figures a month, 7 figures a month, 50 million a year, whatever it may be. Every single company I've touched, we have added at least $500,000 in cash collected within the first 30 days. And through that, I've learned a lot on how to run teams and how to run them at a very, very high level. I put all that information inside a video course, one for salespeople. So your sales guys can go through like high-end training to the extent most sales trainers charge, $10,000, $20,000 for their sales training. We've built something identical, if not better than that, as well as we have sales management training. So for your sales manager, or if you're managing the sales team, we have sales management training on how to run your team the most effective way, SOPs, processes, cancellation fees, scripts, button downs, everything like that. We have all that inside a course. absolutely free of charge. I'm not a big component of charging you guys money for education. I'm more of a partner type person. So all this stuff is completely free. All you have to do is click the link down below, fill out the information, tell us where to send it. I will send you a course for free on how you can implement not just this stuff, but every other aspect of your sales process to make sure you're adding at least another $500,000 a year to your business. So appreciate you guys watching this. I will see you in the next video.